Siver, very safe on the boundary. Faced with a hat-trick ball, you just want to keep it out, don't you? I mean, it's a dire situation in terms of the run rate required, but sort of add an insult to injury if you have a big swing and let the bowler have one. Now down leg side, wide signalled.
I think I'd have had a big swing at it, needing 14 and over if I'm honest.
This should be safe. Could be a boundary, and it is. 6 runs off the over so far. They do have to throw their hands at every opportunity, the Lightning.
Yeah, this is a lovely shot from Sarah Glenn. Good place to attack. Darnay van Neerkirk, the ball going away from her. She's chosen a really good option here, over the offside, close to the ball. Really good shot.
Sarah Glenn is one of the players on the England Academy. Doesn't have a rookie contract, so she's one of the many players in the game who are amateur. Yes, there's a payment for playing in the Kia Super League, but other than that, you're learning your way, and she's learned it pretty well. One bounce over the ropes.
This is a really nice shot from Sarah Glenn. A couple of balls before, she went over extra cover. This time, straight back over the bowler's head. Just missed that Siver there, coming round quickly.
I like that, good angles. Nice placement for a couple. End of the over, 11 off it. They need a few more, 83 for 7. Claire Connor, Director of England Women's Cricket for the ECB, helped mastermind the advent of the Kia Super League. Sophia Dunkley on the boundary. Still needing 15 and over from here, Lightning.
Really like the intent that Sarah Glenn's come in and showed. I think she's seen as a promising young cricketer in the academy. Thought she's bowled nicely throughout the competition.
Swatted. Is that a no ball for height? Umpires might check. No ball already signalled instantly.
All accounts, Sarah Glenn can hit a long ball, so she's got the opportunity now. Without any consequence.
Here we go then, free hit. Oh, what a shame. I think the crowd were waiting for that, weren't they? What part of the ground will she hit to? She's actually got a bit of a hockey history, Sarah Glenn. She was part of the England hockey youth squad as well. Let's see a bit of bottom hand in one of these shots. That's going to drop safe. Quite a few international cricketers who've got hockey histories as well, isn't there? In the New Zealand side, not least. Sophie Devine was a New Zealand international as well before fully focusing on cricket. Yeah! Oh, that's the end of Sarah Glenn. Another wicket for Villiers though. She's enjoying herself in this final.
Brilliant work from Maddie Villiers. Look at the smile on her face. Her first KSL finals day. pulls it straight. They miss you hit. Sarah Glenn, she goes for 16 and 87 for 7.
Yeah, Rob. Well, you've got one 19-year-old in Villiers, just dismissed another 19-year-old in Sarah Glenn. She's able to bowl with a sense of real freedom here with the position that Stars are in. Kirsty Gordon is the new batter then. 8 down, only 90 runs on the board. It's a difficult situation. I've waited all day to play this final as well, Loughborough Lightning. Stars have gone boom boom, back to back. End of the over. A wicket for Villiers then, and Lightning a 90 for 8. Oh, look at that delight. 2 for 12 she's taken now, Maddie Villiers.
Number 16, Sophia Dunkley.
Sophia Dunkley. 2 more wickets needed. Can she clean them up? What's the sort of challenge, Lottie, that the young players, the 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds are facing now when they're actually leaving education or university? There's a number here, Kirsty Gordon, one who is at Loughborough University. When they leave, they're not under an England contract. There's a payment for the KSL, but decisions to be made about whether you go into work, do you go into full-time work? And you faced a lot of these issues, you know, when professionalism wasn't a part of the game at all.
Yeah, it's a massive dilemma now for these young players. You've got 22 contracted players for England. Effectively, anyone else, you've got to work. There are contracts for the KSL, but they're only for this month period or 5-week period. So tomorrow, many of these will be going back into full-time work or full-time education. And that's a real challenge because, you know, they've kind of experienced the last 5 weeks and probably seen how accelerated their learning's been through playing with the best players in the world and, you know, being coached day in, day out. And now they'll go back to their counties where there isn't as much coaching on offer.
Struck well, but Natsiver is there. But is that where the counties somehow need to find a way of offering their players something? But is that also then where counties might look and say, well, actually, we need some more money? Is that when sponsors need to come into the game at a greater level than we're currently seeing? Oh, through the gap, threaded nicely. That's very good placement from Kirsty Gordon.
This is a lovely shot from Kirsty Gordon off the back foot. And that's the end of the 15. 97 for 8.
Lovely looking shot off the back foot. She can be very pleased with that. I think she's had a glance up at the big screen as well. Billy's been given a third over here. Why not? 2 for 12 in the final. Go back to the conversation about there's money in the game and how to take that forward. We've been looking at the playing shirts there. You can see there are additional sponsors that different teams have been able to get on board on an individual basis, and that's all important. the exposure that the game is getting now, there is a greater attraction for sponsors. There's they can see a wider audience than there ever has been for a game before. I mean, this sort of crowd and atmosphere for domestic women's cricket would have been unthinkable 3 years ago, 2 years ago even. The crowds of KSL has just grown and ballooned. Wow, now that's been played nicely. Jenny Gunn getting out the reverse.
I've seen Jenny Gunn play the reverse too many times, but she's played this beautifully. Down early. She's got enough bat on that to beat short third fielder.
A little bit slippery underfoot down there for Natseva. It's been a great day for the Surrey Stars captain. It really has been. Fantastic with the bat in the semi-final. Played a part in a century stand in the final as well with Lazzoli. Absolute delight. And the Lightning, well, they're slipping away fast.
Another straight delivery from Villiers. Middle stump. Gordon's got to go. Taylor's happy. Villiers is even happier. And Kirsty Gordon departs. She goes for 6. Lightning 104 for 9.
Well, Villiers 3 for 19. What a performance. Never taken more than 1 wicket. He's picked up a couple in the tournament. One in each match that she bowled in. Oh, that's been hit really well. Perfectly bisecting the 2 fielders back down on the deep.
Jenny Gunn still hanging in there. She's not given up hope yet.
Oh! Lindsay Smith comes out to join Jenny Gunn, then the last pair standing for Lightning. It's been a hugely disappointing final for them, a run chase which is never allowed to get going. Catch it all! Sophia Dunkley. She certainly played her part in helping Surrey get to finals day. Held her nerve, did Dunkley, in a tight run chase at the Oval. Oh, and another England Academy player who I'm sure we're going to hear more of in the coming years. Lofted, safe.
That is over.
We'll head into the last 3 overs with 71 still needed by Lightning. They're 113 for 9. 3 wickets for Daniel van Niekerk off her 4 overs then. 3 for 37. Been rather outshadowed by young Villiers today as van Niekerk. She brings such experience to the Surrey lineup. So 18 balls left. Surrey Stars looking for the final wicket to take them to the KSL trophy. Oh, quite a heartwarming story if it is Maddie Villiers at 19 years of age who ends up with 4 for if she takes this last one.
And Nat Sciver should take a lot of credit for this. For a young player to be put in this situation, to experience this, she will remember this for the rest of her life, and only 19 years of age. She's bowled beautifully. I think, she's bowled out the stumps. She's not given much to hit. This will give her so much confidence moving into next year, moving into her winter training throughout this coming winter.
Yeah, doing it on this stage, in the situation of a final. The first time she's ever experienced playing this sort of scenario, this sort of stage with all the exposure. That's been another excellent over from Villiers. 4 overs, 3 for 22. What a little standout performance. 18 gone, 116 for 9. Yeah, tremendous applause, and rightly so, for Maddie Villiers. Ebony approves.
Ebony's probably getting the champagne on ice, I would imagine. Maddie Villiers, 3 for 22, KSL final.
Penultimate over goes to Laura Marsh. She bowled the penultimate over brilliantly in the semi-final. Very different situation in a tight run chase. What a fit to David. Yeah. Sometimes when you bowl the last but 1 over, you can go a little bit unnoticed, can't you, if it's a tight chase and it goes down to the final over. But actually, if you're the bowler that conceded 2 in the 19th, you've played an absolutely vital role.
She bowled the penultimate over in the semi-final against the Western Storm and bowled it brilliantly, which allowed Sciver to have the last over, which needed 14. He went for 6 the penultimate over.
Yeah! There's a stumping, that's the end. That's the KSL title to the Surrey Stars for the first time. A new name is on the trophy, and it's been a convincing victory here by 66 runs. Well, they're in there somewhere. They're in amongst the smoke and the celebrations. That has been quite the commanding performance from Natalie Sciver and her team.
Yeah, what a day they've had. They've been simply outstanding today, led brilliantly by their captain, Natalie Sciver, and there's Grace Gibbs. Unfortunately, she missed the last few games through a serious knee injury, but she's out there with the team. They have played absolutely brilliantly today and deserve their first KSL victory.
Yeah, in front of the biggest crowd that there's been for a KSL final to date as well. This is the third edition of the tournament, and Surrey, well, they've come close before. They've suffered the heartache of losing in the semi-final today. They've had to put together back-to-back performances, and they've done that, beating the Storm in the semi, and now the league winners, Loughborough Lightning, who topped the table, beating them in the final. And it's Lizelle there in the centre of your shot with the cap on, the star of the final, 104 of just 58 balls for her. That innings and that partnership for the third wicket with Nat Siver got them up to 183 for 6, a winning total for the Surrey Stars. Well, if you sign up a senior international player, Lottie, you want them to perform, and it must be so pleasing and satisfying for Lizelle herself as well as her teammates when she really pulls it out when it's needed most in the final.
Yeah, and that's why at the start of the day I tipped Surrey Stars. They have got so many match winners in their team, and two of their biggest players have stood up today. Nat Siver in the semi-final, Lizelle Lee in the final, and she has played one of the best T20 knocks you'll see under the pressure, and they thoroughly deserve their victory today.
Yeah, there'd only been one century in the whole KSL this season. That was Smriti Mandana. So Lizelle Lee turned on the fireworks to entertain the crowd here at home in that first innings, even though the match itself wasn't a thriller in the manner that Surrey won. That first innings really was something to behold.
I think the groundsman here should be applauded for the wicket they put on here today. I think it's been an exceptional wicket for the women's game. And it's been an exceptional day for the Surrey Stars. They're delighted.
Yeah, and Ebony Rainford-Brett, the director of women's cricket, spent an awful lot of time in the pod, watching it from our angle during the season. But this time she would have been in the dugout, able to enjoy this moment. Sarah Taylor, quick as ever with the stumping, batter out of the frame.
Yeah, fitting moment for Sarah Taylor to do what she does very, very well. She takes it so quickly. They are so happy. It's not been an easy season for them, but they've played well at the right time.
Well, this is how things panned out in the run chase. Really, those early wickets falling is what did it. Sophie Devine was the first to go, Amy Jones, then Elise Villani and Rachel Haynes, and that's really been the backbone, Devine in particular and Haynes, of their batting. And after that, well, the way the run rate just shot up, always going to be too tall a task for Loughborough Lightning. It would have been a record chase if they've been able to successfully overhaul it, but not today. And from the bowlers, again, some super bowling up front from Marizanne Kapp and Dane van Niekerk chipping in, but Maddie Villiers, asked to bowl by Nat Siver in the final, 19 years of age, helping to clean up the tail, and 3 for 22. She can be rightly proud of her contribution to Surrey Stars winning the trophy today. And that's the match then. Lizelle Lee starring with the bat for the Surrey Stars. Brilliant century on what was an excellent batting deck, has to be said. And the total always too many for Loughborough Lightning. 66-run victory, and Stars are the champions of 2018.